Hello, hello. It is Wednesday. I'm going to be taking tomorrow and the next day off, so there won't be videos then. Although it only would have been music day and then a full day of game dev. I just need some time. Hey, Chili. And I was thinking about it today. Like I have polish day on Tuesday. We have music day on Thursday. I feel like that means that Wednesday should be whatever I want to work on. And maybe not what I feel I have to work on. Maybe those could be saved for like Monday, Tuesday, Friday or something. So I want to think about it. Like what do I want to work on? And I think it's been fun working on the loot boxes game. I think we should probably finish that up. And I kind of want to flesh out the story stuff a little bit more. And I think I want to prepare for working on the new game. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we do the loot boxes game and yeah, maybe do the loot boxes game, the top-down shooter, and story. Okay. Yeah, we'll save starting the new game for next week. How much time do we have for that? Yeah, I think we got to spend pretty much all of next week on it. So, all right. Monday, start new game. Dungeon runner. 10 minutes journal. Okay, great. I think we're all set now. So yeah, let's go start with the loot boxes game. Let me find my controller. Yeah, I want to finish balancing this game. We have a lot of perks now, and there isn't a lot of thought put into the cost yet. And items that we get, I got to also change. So all item data. We manifest which chest each one of these is in. I think we have too many items for wooden chests. So here they all are. What can we get rid of? We probably don't need 2 books. How many are there? 19? Yeah. Probably don't need 2 books. We might not need 2 rings. Let's go find the graphics here where I annotated these. Book 1, book 2. Which one looks better? Brown or gray? I think I like the brown one a little bit better. So we'll get rid of book 2. Whoops. I want to get rid of just a few of these things. Maybe the feather. Yeah, the feather isn't as iconic as the mushroom was in the first game. Let's see. Hat, shield, a vase, and some small potions. I want to get rid of one other item. What is ring 3? Ring 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe ring 3. Yeah, ring 3. Okay, let's get rid of those 3. Item ID, book 2, ring 3, and feather 2. Okay, yeah, I don't want you to have to work with this many items in the first phase of the game. This was actually on the to-do list. Oh, whoops, I didn't review the code for this. Okay, I gotta look at that. Footstep sounds. Let's go listen for that. I had AI write this change yesterday. Doesn't really fit with your walking speed, does it? In fact, I'm not even sure I like it at all. Hey, Sarah. You'll just know what happened. I'll know you went to the Bay Area, of course. It's going well. We're going to work on the stuff I want to work on. So, like, finishing this game, I think, is going to be interesting. All right, so here's what we could do. We could go to all sound data, and where we have step rock. Where is it? Here. We could say bypass attenuation true. All right, now let's try. Yeah, I was saying this earlier, but if Tuesday is my like unpleasant tasks day, then I probably need a pleasant tasks day. And yeah, I'd like to see this game be done. Yeah, I think if it doesn't align perfectly with your footsteps, that I don't like this. It sounds like just a metronome. I think we ditch it. Yeah, I think we ditch it. So there won't be footstep sounds. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just get rid of it. Does anyone disagree with this? Like, wait, are we even doing this in the platformer, I wonder? I don't recall. Yeah, we are. Here it makes sense to me. In the farming game, we do it. I guess if you're moving slowly enough. In the top-down shooter, we do it. Where is that? But yeah, here it just feels wrong. Hey, Pickle. I think it might just be because the animations don't match. I think there's too much going on in this game for there to be footstep sounds. I think that's it. And we know if there's a paid asset store for Godot. I think they set up the ability for that to happen. It used to just be the asset library. Now there's the asset store. But I don't know how much of this is actually paid yet. But clearly they have the ability for it to be paid, or they wouldn't write free on everything. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's actually selling work here. Is there a way to... No, there's no way to sort by price or anything. Maybe there's over here. No, there still isn't. Yeah, maybe it's not explicitly a store yet. For our future plans, visit our roadmap. Buy and sell assets. Yeah. Current beta stage, we only allow to publish free assets. Yeah. All right, I'm going to ditch this. Footstep sounds. I got to write this down somewhere. I don't know where. Where will we ever see this? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm ditching this. Can't wait not to have to deal with Unity anymore. Oh, man. I wonder what the numbers look like on Unity right now. Are things going downhill for them? So we want to get rid of this. We want to get rid of this. And then this was the slightly harder stuff to say we're getting rid of. But yeah. I think that's what we do. I think we make an executive decision here. Where do we write that we didn't want footstep sounds? I don't know. I'll just put it in my stream of consciousness for now. I will never find this again. Yeah. I decided against footstep sounds for the loot boxes game. Rationale. There's already so much going on in terms of customers buying things, setting prices of items, etc. And unless the sounds exactly match your footfalls, then I don't think they're very convincing. All right, so fewer items. We did this. We shouldn't have anything else to do here. Yeah, I'm going to check this in. Well, I'll try it out. Then I'll check it in, I guess. Hey, David. First, you know it. I don't think I can have redeems on YouTube, right? Because on the Twitch side, we have the first redeem. So if we just... How do we do this? I just give a bunch of money. Make these open very frequently. Do this. And do this. Oh, Chili, thanks for subbing. It's very kind of you. Alright, we gotta sell this for like 1,000. Come on, go buy it. Go buy it. Buy the thing. Oh, they do not like that price. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, good. All right, I want to open these now. We need some more item displays. That's good. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. Reduce number of items from wooden chests. There were 19. I guess reduced from 19 to 16. The first phase of the game just isn't that much fun with so many items. Especially since the price warnings won't trigger even if you unlock them. That's actually kind of a problem too. I have an even prettier flower. The blossom badge. Yeah. How many levels are there? Oh man, okay, the documentation isn't loading without me logging in. I'm not gonna do that. Well, now you don't get ads either, which is nice. All right, so this is finished. We have a potential problem here. Problem, the price warnings perk does nothing until you get to the silver chest. Maybe we still allow it to work for wooden chest items that are at least 10G. Yeah, maybe that would be better. There's what? Yeah, I think that's a smart move. Let's go do that. Price warnings. On warning timer timeout. Try find worst price item. Is price too low? Whoa, almost lost my controller. Okay, yeah. One more level then. So warning value threshold is the max item value of wooden chest divided by 2, I guess. Let's do that. Allow price warnings to work for wooden chests. I lowered the trigger value from 20 to 10. That way, if players purchase the perk while still on wooden chests, it can do something. Oh, it's not a guarantee. Hey, Scrody. Good morning for the next 14 minutes. You must be on the East Coast then. Oh my god, I keep losing the controller. Let me just put this on my desk. All right, so those things are done. Early game, even more treasure stands would probably be nice. So yeah, I need to do some money balancing now. What kind of keyboard is this? What benefits does it provide over a traditional QWERTY keyboard? Hey, Fedric. So this is, excuse me, this is a Corn keyboard. Sorry, it's something in my eye. And yeah, the main benefits are ergonomics and yeah, less finger movement for the sake of hand strain. And then also just it might make more sense to you. So the core feature of a keyboard like this is layers. And I've kind of shown this before, but like if I press these 3 keys, they're letters and EI. Then I hold this and press those 3 keys and they're numbers, 4, 5, 6. And then I press and hold this and press these. Now it's left, down, right, which you can't really tell that's what it's doing. But yeah, so it's like at any given time where your hand naturally rests is accessing so many more keys than it would normally access. And one of the ways I always kind of talk about this is just backspace on a regular keyboard is in a terrible position, in my opinion. Like it's there on most keyboards and your pinky rests like there. So you're moving 2 keys to the right and 2 keys up in order to press a key that even the best typists press like 7% of the time. And it's not necessarily comfortable to do that. It's not the easiest to do it. You might press the wrong key. You might reset to the wrong position. I just done typing correctly. Hey Goose, how long did it take you to learn to type on it? There are kind of 2 means of typing on it. English, in which case it was very fast. And coding, in which case it was probably like 3 months or so. Maybe like 1 week here. Now, it's not to say you'll be like as fast. Depends on what kind of keyboards you've used in your life. But yeah, in general, like typing English shouldn't be that hard. Now, typing other languages, there are some languages out there like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you which languages exactly, but where I think typing on it is harder because you use more characters. So like in English, you have 26 alphabet letters and no real accents that you use. So you don't really need that many face keys. But yeah, I don't know how other typing styles work. So yeah, if you're primarily typing English, I think it's pretty good. Do you build your own corn? Yeah, I built my own. Yeah, and I've liked it quite a lot. And I mean, you see through the stream like what I'm doing with it. If you didn't have a keyboard camera here, you'd be like, oh, he's just using a regular keyboard, right? It doesn't look like I'm struggling or I'm going slower or something like that. Now, there's one other thing that I did with this, and it's I set it to Colmac, not QWERTY. And this I did just for the sake of testing. I don't think this was a good idea. I never really had hand pain. But yeah, what this does is it changes my home row to ARSTG and then MNEIO. And in English, these are pretty much the most common letters. So you can type a lot of things on the home row like stars without moving your hand off the home row. You have home row mods? I have my mods on the home row, but not home row mods. They're in layers or in combos. And they're also one-shot mods. And the way I always kind of show this is like, if I press A right now, it's just typing an A. But then if I press my shift key, I don't have my hands on the keyboard. I press A. It's now shifted A once. So that way I can alternate between pressing a modifier and the key that I want to modify. So like I have command pressed right now, and then I press A and it selects everything. And then I press A again and it just deletes it all because command is no longer pressed. Been considering building a corn, just worried it'll take me a long time. I'm not sure of the time frame it takes to build. The build isn't too bad. The difficulty of building it comes down to two things. One is sourcing the parts. This is kind of annoying. Like I've got my build guide somewhere, which has probably got a bunch of dead links by now. But like I bought all of the things in this table. And the unfortunate part of doing this is like you're probably getting them from different websites. They have different shipping times. If you got the wrong thing, now you need to wait like another month before the new thing arrives. So just sourcing the parts can be a little bit annoying. And then yeah, actually like soldering and testing. I'm not the best at soldering. It took me probably like 2-3 hours. And these actually have LEDs on the keyboard, but the only left half works now. So like I would love for them to work on the whole keyboard, but I don't know what I did wrong and I don't know how to fix it. Yeah. But yeah, it's not too bad. And I don't think I included a soldering iron here, but I bought a soldering iron for like 17 bucks on Amazon. Yeah. Hey, DevZone. Have you gamed? Do you game on a different keyboard? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have some keyboard that came with my other computer and I use that. It's for one, it's almost impossible to game on Colmac without rearranging your keybinds. Like WASD for me is in a like a zigzag. It's not a block like an arrow block. So that alone makes it hard. But then the other thing that makes it hard is like I think when you're gaming, depending on what kind of games you play, you might want a lot of other keys here, and it's just you just only have so many keys on the left half. So it's like imagine you're playing an MMORPG, you want like tons of skills and tons of like you want like a run button or a jump button, the WSD itself. Maybe you want to be able to type things to your friends when you're playing. Like you just typically want more keys for it. What's your words per minute? Reading speed and words per minute are two skills a future engineer needs most. No, I don't. So I think actually you'll probably just dictate your commands to the computer. So even words per minute of typing doesn't matter. It'd still be words per minute, I guess, but it'd be more along the lines of how fast can you speak. But reading will probably still be important. He swap because he wants to be able to use any keyboard. Yeah. Yeah, I was debating on going back to QWERTY. I still don't know. It's not. I think my only real problem is there just didn't seem to be much benefit going to Colmac for me. There's one case where I think, or no, two cases. Two cases where I think you might benefit from switching layout. And one is if you have pain or strain. Like, yeah, reducing your movement could potentially help. And two is if you suck at the current layout. And I don't really mean this derogatorily, but like, let's say you're typing at, I don't know, 40 words per minute and you've been on QWERTY for 10 years. Like at this point, you're not expecting to go to 50 words per minute this year or 60 words per minute. So like, yeah, if you relearn a layout, you might be typing faster in the new layout. But I don't think there's much value in doing this. I think the pain one is the real value. If you feel something in your wrists or your hands or your fingers, and yeah, reducing motion could help, then yeah, by all means. All right, got to go look at the cost of perks, perk data. Costs are here. All right, so customers moving faster. I mean, we have it set to 25 and then 200, then nothing else is actually balanced here. I got to think of how much more money you get for each tier. Treasure chest data? Yeah. Here it is. All right, let's figure out. I'm just going to approximate here. We're going to say 10G, then 50G, then what? 350G, I think. And then like a crazy amount, but it doesn't really matter. Like 4,000 gold. So you're getting 10 gold per thing. Getting, yeah, 25 gold is not too crazy. Then you start getting 50. So it's like 2.5 times whatever we have here. Then 350. And I just got to follow these things that we have. So customer speed, 1 upgrade per tier. Maybe set this to 600. And then 1,000 and then 2,000. Okay. More treasure stands. We said to front load these. Yeah, I think this could be like 100. Yeah, 300, 500, 700. When are we reading Dr. Seuss on stream? For what? With the glove 80, but I use a layout with a simple layer that moves into new positions. Yeah. Hey, Illusionary Moon. Probably build one after I'm able to source parts. Yeah, the other thing I think you need to consider is what features do you want? So some people want a track ball, a track pad, an encoder, what those OLED screens. What else do people tend to get? Oh yeah, like wireless LEDs. So I just saw some keyboard. What was this called? I don't see it. I forgot what it was called. Man, hang on. Let me see if I can find it really fast. I know how I found it. It was somewhere on Reddit. No, where'd it go? I usually sort by top of last week in the Ergomac keyboard subreddit. And I wonder if this was from 8 days ago, so now it won't show up anymore in the top of the last week. There was a picture someone had of their display case. Oh my God, where is it? I can't find it. Maybe it wasn't a top post. Maybe it was just like a recent post and not enough people upvoted it. No, I don't see it. Anyway, yeah, it's too bad I don't remember the name of this. But it looked kind of cool. It had a trackball in each half, and it had an optional encoder. Hey, Sajamara. And hey, Pressel. Happy Wednesday. Happy 160 streams. We are going to be doing hopefully fun stuff today. Fun for me, at least. I want to get the loot boxes game totally off the ground. So we are balancing the perks now and then testing things out. And I'll probably do the same thing with the top-down shooter game. Have you ever made a Roblox game? No, I haven't. And welcome back, Cozy Boy. All right, more treasure stands. This one sounds fine. Max customers. What do we have here? 1 upgrade per tier. So we'd follow roughly this style of doing things. I think having more customers is really important. So maybe we set this at 250. And then 700. I want to go like a little bit higher than we had there. And yeah, 3,000. All right, player speed. One upgrade per tier, but they're front loaded. So the 20 part is fine here. Yeah, I think not making you wait too long. 100 is probably a good next one. Then 250, then 600, then 900. All right, more item displays. One per tier, but they're front loaded. Yeah. Let's set it to 125. And you know, I'll be nice. I'll say 275 here. Why not? And then we want to make the final upgrade pretty expensive, I think. So maybe this one could be 700, 1,500, 4,000. Treasure frequency. What do we say for this? One upgrade per tier, but they're backloaded. I mean, the first two upgrades are really important. They're also pretty fun. Yeah, maybe 200 is good. 700, 1,700, 3,700. All right, treasure quality. I think this is actually kind of fine. We'll have to test this out. Auto opening, 50,000, whatever. Extra treasure. Let's make the final one cost quite a lot. 10,000 is probably good. What did I say for this? Backloaded. Yeah. So the first upgrade, I think, is set fine. Actually, all this is pretty much set fine. And then price warnings. It tells you more frequently when you have something underpriced. And I don't want this to be a final tier upgrade, or else you wouldn't get this. So maybe set this to like 1,200. Yeah, that might be good. All right, so now we have some basic prices filled in for all of this. We need to probably test it out and see how long it takes. And see if anything else feels weird about the balance here. I want that to be one of the first projects I work on, depending on the type of game. Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah. I think the nice thing about Roblox is that you have an entire structure to a game already and a built-in player base. So there's so much you don't need to think about. You don't really need to think about your networking, your rendering, maybe not even half of your marketing you'd be doing. There's still a monetization path for it. And I think that's very appealing to not have to work on half those things. It's like making a Minecraft mod. Because then you just know, like, oh, stuff will work. And anything that's a quirk will just be a quirk that the player base already expects. All right, let me start a stopwatch here. I want to see roughly how long this takes. All right, so I'm starting this up, and we're doing that. All right, open a treasure chest. Now they have loot. You need customers. Interact with the perk board here. I should pause this for a second. May need to outline the... Or like may need to point an arrow at the first perk you're supposed to get on the perk board. All right, that time doesn't count, so we got to subtract like 20 seconds. Okay, now customers only consider good deals. Interact with items, set the prices. Oh yeah, I added these arrows in yesterday. Jesta had suggested them. All right, let's try that. And this. We should also maybe make customers, like the first set of customers should probably be more likely to go buy something. Observations. All right, nice. The book is worth 10. And what's the next thing we can buy? Oh, more customers. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. Yeah, Godot asset store. Weird that this isn't showing me all the messages. Wow, 2 items worth 10. They're gonna be mad at something though. Okay, they're mad at that. They're mad at that. Yeah, this is a little bit too slow of a starting still. I say as they just go buy every item. That was preemptive. Oh. All right, we got 49. What can that get us? More item stands. Oh, treasure chest frequency. Okay, there's some choices now. I think that's pretty good. I mean, players won't know what to set the prices to. They might try 100 and realize that, oh, these are bad. And then the game would seem even slower. Did they want the hat? They do. Alright, so now we'll get treasure frequency. Now it's once every 20 seconds instead of 25. Alright, now we're rolling in the items. Let's try bumping this one up to 3. We can make 50% more gold. Yeah, you might be tempted to go see where they're wandering around. Oh, they do not like that, so you can only sell this for 2, I guess. Oh, nice. Alright, what other upgrades can I get? Customer speed, player speed. Yeah, the next big thing is treasure quality. And I'm one more chest away from it. Although I guess we could get the extra treasure one. 20% chance to get another treasure chest. That should be before price warnings. We got to rearrange this. Put price warnings after treasure frequency. All right, we're almost at 125. I think we need to tone this down a little bit. This is probably a rare item because this didn't show up before. So let's set this to 16 or 15. Will they buy it? I need 11 more gold. 6 more gold. Okay, there we go. Got it. Maybe upgrading the treasure frequency should give you a treasure chest of that new type. Or upgrading treasure quality should lower the time on the timer by like 5 seconds. So you see the new chest quickly. Hey, TJ. Alright, let's get some treasure. I'll set this to 30. And let's make the customers move faster. And me. I want to move faster too. Nice. Alright, they bought that for 30. That's pretty good. Now, activating price warnings would be pretty nice. That's already set. They're buying them all for that price. I guess it goes up to 100 gold. Which is why price warnings is so important. Because I have no idea if I'm underpricing these. Let's go get price warnings. Alright, item in red is priced way too low. Let's go up this. We're getting some money. What can we afford? Maybe more treasure? Yeah, that would be nice. Got the job I interviewed for. Wow, nice. Yeah. And it's still in the same company, right? All right, now I want more treasure stands, I think. Yeah, this is feeling better. There is some waiting while you're trying to get items. Although I think a new player would be a little overwhelmed by how much is going on. So they might not be going as fast. We should get a price warning pretty soon. If I set the prices of all these things. Yeah, oh, they're not happy about that. They're not happy about that. Probably when you have to move desks. Okay, yeah. Well, awesome. I hope it's great. All right, now we need more customers, more just buying going on. Oh, that's underpriced. Oh, we need more item displays, I think. Ooh, that's probably worth a lot. Let's set this to 80. Yeah. They're still unhappy about this. Wow. Yeah, now we're rolling in money. Let's get more customers. 3 more customers. Pretty good. We have not set the price of all of these. So the next tier is 1500. And if we just skip there, we'll like very quickly go beyond what we need here. I'm gonna get the treasure warnings though, price warnings. Nice. You'll be amazed, I'm sure. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Hey, Avocado, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We are playtesting one of the sub games I've been working on. This is the loot boxes sub game. Hang on, there are a couple things I need to write down. And let me give a shout out. There we go. So what was it? Price warnings should lower the outstanding timer. All right, we got to open these treasure chests. All right, we need more item stands. Now we have 16. Let's get that. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Happy Chappy. Yeah, nice, TJ. No, that sounds great. Things are going really well here. I've been very happy about how this game is progressing. Oh, nice. It's telling us about a low price. Okay, so we set it to 40, 50, so it's probably 75. That's my guess. Now we're rolling in money over here. Yeah. All right, so we need more treasure. We can either get it through here or through this. I don't really want to skip stuff. I want to kind of just play the game maybe as I expect players would play it. Although maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, this is pretty neat. We also need to add in those rare items. Yeah, I need more customers now, I think. Or customer speed would also work. Let's do that. Customer speed is more impactful in this game than it was in Skeleseller. Let's see. Yeah, nice. Making money. Don't need to change anything. Oh, hey, nice. Yeah, every time this happens, it lets us up our prices by like 40 or 50. Players might not do exactly the same thing here, but that's okay. It's been 11 minutes of this playtest session. Oh, this can probably be pretty expensive. All right, we got to work our way up to the next treasure chest type, which is 1500. It's not that far away. But I think it'd be nice to get... Oh, I already have this. It's at 40%. I think it'd be nice to get this to one higher level. I guess it's about to happen anyway. Yeah, we're almost to 1500. Oh, wow. We just got 4 treasure chests at once. That is fleetingly rare. And will definitely give us the money that we need. Yeah. There we go. All right, now we get the new treasure chest. Item in red is priced way too low. There we go. All right, now we should see golden chests appear. There's our first one. We could use more item stands. All right, now we got to start setting the prices on these. Now, player wouldn't know how expensive these are, so they'd take some time to figure it out. But we know that they're going to start at least 100, I think, right? Which kind of throws off the whole economy of the game. Oh my god, we're getting so many treasure chests now, too. This is crazy. Yeah, we're easily getting that money. Alright, what can we afford now? Price warnings. Yeah, sure, let's get it. 200? 300? Wow, this is worth a lot. It's at least 400, I think. And now we get price warnings every 40 seconds, so if anything ever is underpriced, we'll know about it sooner. I like it. We have a price for that thing? Yeah. Oh, no, not for that. No, no, they bought it for 1 gold. Not what I want. Well, at this point, you can kind of just leave it to the price warnings, I guess. All right, what else can we get? More treasure? Sure. We need more customers soon. We're getting too much loot. Yeah. Definitely need more customers. This goes from 7 to 11. We can upgrade their speed. Players will notice the portal. Definitely hide a metric. Oh, that's overpriced. There we go. We get anything new here? No. All right, so next up is to get... Oh, even more customers. Sure. This one should probably be more expensive, though. Yeah. Max customers, level 4 should probably be more expensive. Worry, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Oh, we have so many treasure chests here. Yeah, we're moving faster. Feeling pretty good. Use another treasure stand. Oh my god, look at it go. Oh, they weren't happy about whatever that was. What keyboard do you have? Looks so cool. It's a corn keyboard. I've got a link there. And yeah, I like it a lot. Oh, nice. We found a new thing. This is probably worth at least like 200. Yeah. All right, so next up we can get this. We should save for 25,000 at some point. Getting another treasure chest 1 second sooner isn't that important. What are we gated on right now? I guess just opening loot. Yeah, wow. Look at them go. Get another item display. Get more customers, make them move faster. Just get pretty much everything. Yeah, we're almost at the final tier. We need 25,000 though. That might be too expensive. Even with the price warnings thing, it's hard to get there fast enough. Well, actually, I don't know. Everything's selling for 100. It's not too bad. Some are selling for like 400. I set the price on pretty much everything at this point, right? Yeah, I just need more treasure. Yeah, these prices feel a little too high. Maybe what we should do is lower this to 9 seconds. Lower the gemmed chest price. I don't know, that's like, if there's an end game here, that would be the end game. Alright, we can set this higher. Oh, that's it? loot. Oh, they're not happy about the boots. Probably a lot of these things should just be made higher. And let's just set this to 200 and see. Will they buy them? Why not? Yeah, they will. Okay. That's good. Hey, Mr. Evil Rex, are you running ads? If so, how often? I just got the same ad twice, about 5-10 minutes apart. Usually I wouldn't comment. It's just a new format. So you have very limited control as a Twitch streamer over how ads get run. And the short story is you have to run ads as a partner. And it's just a question of how they show up. So I have it set to run ads once every hour for 3 minutes. And that way you shouldn't see pre-roll ads. But those like half format ads, I don't know how those are affected. Yeah, getting to 25,000 is just a little bit too much, I think. And this isn't fully idleable, which is what... Like, if it were, people might actually stick around for that long. We need to lower it to 18,000, maybe? But then every other perk is going to be too easy to get. Yeah, I think we need price warnings to be better. Price warning should happen sooner. Maybe like 18K. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, so we're at 25,000 now. So now we can afford the next treasure chest. And now everything else should be like dirt cheap for us to afford. Because now we're getting these treasure chests, which contain very valuable loot. There still needs to be something, like some perk for you to aspire to. So let's open one of these and just start setting this to like 1,000. We need the stick to sell for 1. Stick should always sell for 2G and nothing higher. As a joke. Yeah, so now you're getting so much money that it trivializes the rest of the game. And like we could open these up, but let's get this and this and this. Yeah, there's only 2 more things we can even try to afford here. So this is too low. Can sell for 6,000. And then the customer not liking an item is too loud by like 20%. So we can almost afford auto opening. Wow. They're buying everything. All right, now we can afford auto opening. There, so now we don't have to do anything. We just let the price warnings roll in. Look at them go. So I think we've gotten every single perk, right? No, we need that one too. There, now we've gotten every single perk. So now there's nothing to try to aspire to. There should maybe be a perk that costs like 200,000 gold that says, like maybe you should look around. So this took about 20 minutes. This is great. Yeah, playtime wise, this is great. We can shave a little bit off. There should maybe be a perk for like 200K that simply says maybe you should look around. Yeah, we only have so many items here. Let's go change this. $8,000. I think it'd be easy to get to 200,000. Now, the other thing we could do is we could start adding highest level tiers of all of these perks that cost a ludicrous amount. And I think that's actually a pretty decent idea. Add end game perks. They should all cost a crazy amount. Like 100K minimum. Maybe the treasure spirit after you unlock everything just tells you this. Yeah, no, the treasure spirit should probably just like something. Maybe we don't do anything. I kind of want to see what happens if we don't do anything. So for those who have not seen this, this is part of Stuck in a Broken tutorial. And the entire point of this, you get a perk at the very beginning, this one, Customer Portal, costs 1 gold. So you always have enough for it. And it makes a portal, which is where these customers came from. You are supposed to walk through the portal and leave the game. So none of the rest of that is important. You don't need to sell loot. You don't need to upgrade things. You literally just go into the game and get the portal. Yeah, so this is what you would do. Go over here, buy this, and then leave. So after you've upgraded everything, you might be like, why haven't I beaten the game? And yeah, you're just supposed to walk out of there. But yeah, timing wise, this was pretty good. So yeah, let's go work on some of these things. Speedrunners are gonna love that. Yeah. We also, after this, we need to change the arrangement of item displays and treasure stands. Maybe decrease the horizontal distance between treasure stands. All right. So point an arrow at the first perk, make the first set of customers more likely to go buy something than to wander around. Yeah, I don't want it to start off too slow. I also don't want to change customer behavior too much. Let's just give this task to AI for now while I go do the other stuff. So after you get the customer portal perk in the loot boxes game, 2 customers will enter your town. Those first 2 customers should have a... No, I shouldn't do this. Yeah, I shouldn't do this. Hey, Scholar. Upgrading treasure quality should lower the outstanding time on granting treasure chests by 5 seconds. Just like how upgrading treasure frequency does something similar. Let's do that. So this is our AI task that we're doing. Now let's go do the other ones manually. Price warnings after treasure frequency. So that is in perk dialog. Price warning after treasure frequency. I think I said that wrong. It is extra treasure. It's not frequency. So this is done. This is something we have to do way in the future when we do save states. Well, no, we don't have to. No, we kind of do have to, right? Keep track of how long the player... We should probably do this for every sub game. Yeah, let's do that back when we handle save states. Where do I have this written down? Keep track of how long you spend in each sub game. Note, this may only end up tracking how long you spend in each one after completing it, since saves likely don't let you pick up from anywhere. You're probably gonna have set save points. But yeah, that's good. So what do we have? Frequency. So this I'm just gonna delete for now. Price warning should lower the outstanding timer. Yeah, if I haven't done that, I should do that. Hey, Trackly. Yeah, there's no vacation command. I'm just taking the next 2 days off. I'm not going anywhere. I just plan on playing video games. I just need some time off of working. There's been a lot going on. All right, this one should be pretty simple. All sound data, customer, item rejected. Yeah, this is set to a volume that is a little too high. Let's set it to that. Yeah. What did I have this thing do? Huh, I'm surprised this is even difficult. It should be a pretty minor change, right? What happened here? Oh, I never checked this stuff in. Oh, whoops. Apply quality upgrade. That's fine. Reduce grant timer. Apply frequency upgrade. Yeah, I see. Perfect. Except for now we have start grant timer. Oh, that just got moved. Yeah, this looks good. Good code, AI. Good code. Should finish pretty soon. Yeah. I did a bunch yesterday. Or wait, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I did a bunch yesterday using AI. And I think on Monday we did a bunch. Because if I'm not going to be working the next 2 days, I very likely won't use all my quota. So we should try to use as much as we can today. All right, treasure chest granter. Let's do one of these. All right, I mean, this looks good to me. And then it also modified loot boxes. Because now when you get this, we need to do something different from what we did, right? What did we do before? Treasure quality. Oh, I wouldn't need to do anything on the fly. It was just the next time we made a treasure chest. Reduce treasure granting time on upgrading quality. So, e.g., when you go from getting wooden chests to getting silver chests, you'll get your next silver chest sooner. This is so that you can see the upgrade taking effect almost immediately. I say almost immediately. It might be 15 seconds instead of 20, but it's still good. All right, so there's that. Now this is rearrange perks in the dialogue. Price warnings aren't really a tier 1 perk. This is lower the volume of customers rejecting items. And this is rebalance perk costs. Okay, lots of commits. All right, so done with this. How do we do this? Because there are a couple different ways we can do this. Price warnings. It's set to, where's the frequency? Where's the frequency? Oh, there they are. 80, 60, 40. So every 80 seconds, every minute, every 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds felt pretty good. Maybe every 80 seconds is a little too long. There are a couple different ways we could do this. We could lower it to like 70, 60, 50. So you're saving 10 seconds, then nothing, and then losing 10 seconds from what the old ones were. Oh, birthday. Happy birthday, Chili. I gotta write this down. Can't forget about this for next year. I hope you have a good day. And yeah, thanks again for subbing. What games will I be playing to recharge? The finals is starting a new season tomorrow, and they've reworked how melee works, and I really like some of the melee weapons, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I don't know, maybe just the finals. I've still been playing some Slay the Spire, But after kind of beating the game, actually, I never tried the custom modes. Maybe I should try that. Yeah, take care, Chili. Yeah, the finals. It's a first-person shooter, and it's like the only first-person shooter I've ever stuck on for a while, and I find it very fun. All right, how else could we change this? Like I said, price warnings don't happen that often. I think, okay, the other way we could do this is we could just be, it could give you straight upside for this. So 70, then 60, then 40. That might be a little bit better. Yeah. Kind of want to kick off another AI task if I can. This is done. Okay, so along the same lines, the price warnings upgrade should decrease the outstanding time for giving out a price warning based on the delta between the levels. No Rest for the Wicked. I've never even heard of it. Let me go look it up. Action RPG. I'm just, I don't know. I guess there are different kinds of action RPGs, but I'm just not that interested in action RPGs anymore. I think the problem is I played a lot of Diablo 2, and I really like Diablo 2. I think it's a great game. But then I tried like Path of Exile. I tried, I don't know, I wouldn't even list them all, but I just none of them hit the same way. And I think part of it was like I got my fill from Diablo 2. And this is, I've talked about this a lot in terms of like, do I hate video games? But I think my general take is that I like certain entries in genres, and then I want something new after that. So like Diablo saturated the action RPG genre for me, and Stardew saturated the farming game for me, and uh, yeah, like the finals is FPS, so I probably won't play another FPS and like it. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. What's your go-to genre? It's hard to say. Yeah, I feel like I bounce all over genres, except for horror games. I don't play horror games, and yeah, the things I avoid like massively, horror games and story-driven games. I have just never liked. I'm not interested in horror games. I get scared too easily, and story-driven games I just find insanely boring. So yeah, I don't play. Or if I play a story-driven game, I skip all of the story because it just doesn't appeal to me. But other than that, yeah, I played a lot of different genres. I played like a ludicrous amount of Smash Bros. I played a ton of Diablo 2. I also played a ton of WoW. Uh, yeah, I think I probably gravitate more toward RPGs or strategy. I played this game on my phone called Slice and Dice. The game is very well made. I was surprised. Oh yeah, sports games I also avoid. Unless it's like cartoonish sports, like Mario Kart or Mario Tennis or something. Yeah, this game is very, very well made. This is on I'm playing it on my phone, but it's apparently a Steam game as well. But yeah, you roll dice, you pick your actions you want to use, you target enemies. Yeah. Anyway, an ad is about to start. So let me just trigger this and yeah, I'll go take my break. Is it jump time? Okay, hello, hello again. Hey method, hey ABC. Close the game. Yeah, so to comment on this to Scholar, I just played the classic WoW stuff. Like Battle Edge King is the latest I've played longer than like 30 minutes. Because technically I went to BlizzCon a long time ago when Mists of Pandaria was going to be new. And I played that before it launched and I just didn't care. There's oh wait, no, I guess I technically played Cataclysm for a little bit longer, but it lost all the magic because they destroyed the world. Did this finish? This is already implemented in the current checkouts. I left the code unchanged. What? Yeah, what? Oh, it is already implemented? Oh my God, I didn't even realize. Wow. So we figure out a delta in here. Where is this? Old level cooldown, line 65 in the price warning tracker. Oh, wow, nice. I did not realize that. Awesome. Miss Pandaria might have been good. I think part of it for me is I mostly played like vanilla and I just liked that idea and everything. And then I think, it's kind of like what's happening with AI right now. I feel like gaming culture changed more rapidly than WoW could keep up. Maybe I'm saying this stupidly, but if you look at games nowadays, like you have things like Discord. You don't need a game to go meet with other gamers and talk to them. But in the early days of MMORPGs, not even just WoW, like they were chat rooms and games. And the chat room part, I think, mattered just as much to people as the game part. And it led to this, like, I don't know, new cultural wave of how you'd experience games with other people. And there were memes that would be formed out of this. It's like there's no shortage of ways to deliver memes to people. People are already in touch now. So the chat room aspect died down quite a lot, I think. And now it's just, well, how do we make it a game? And how do we make it a game that competes with all these other games and still makes money? And it's like that's sort of how I feel about AI in development right now. It's just changing things so rapidly. All right, so this is just make this thing a little better. So this is done. Lower gemmed chest price. So let's do a bunch of rebalancing now. This could be maybe 18K. Rating a lot, young and dumb, met good people. Yeah, I never liked rating. I think if it's a larger group than you can put together in like a pickup group and there are too many mechanics to explain to people, that it just wasn't as good to me. But I could see the appeal. It's like people want to play a game, get to end game, and then have something to do. So this is done. This is done. Max customers level 4 should probably be more expensive. Max customers. Where are the prices? There they are. So level 0, 1, 2, 3? No, this is level 4. This should be like 1800. The stick should always sell for 2G. I mean, if this is what we do, then the stick should always be rare as well. Stick should always be rare as well. That way it doesn't, well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? No, I don't think it's a well-adjusted or not well-adjusted thing. It's like when I log on, I want to do something, and I don't want to be forced into when I should log on. And at least in the early days of WoW, you had to raid with 40 people. You can't just put together a group of like 40 people in 5 minutes. So you'd schedule things. Oh, Wednesday night's our raid night. And I just did not like that concept. It made it feel like it's a job. You show up on time, you perform. Yeah, I want to just show up and have fun. 40 people raids and I hated 38 of them. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's another thing too. You get any group of people together of that size and like what are the odds you like everyone there? And now everyone's on voice chat, so they're probably talking about just like random stuff. You might not enjoy the topics, you might not enjoy how they're talking about them. All right, so I do kind of want to make this rare. We need to adjust how this works. So let's have it just plan this. Okay, so item ID dot stick should always have a value of 2G. And so like after figuring out item values and rarities, I want to force item ID dot stick to have a value of 2 and be considered rare. So how would you make this happen? I don't know, whatever. Like, I'm just kind of a plan this. I'm pretty sure I know what I would do. Again, this is just to save me time. It's not like I don't know how to do this task. So this is what we're having AI do. I've started putting exclamation marks when I'm having AI work on something. That I could just look at a list and be like, oh yeah, that was the AI task. And I can go do something else now. This we already did. And then endgame perks. Yeah, endgame perks. Let's go do that. So I think what we'll do is we'll add in a 100,000 gold perk for all of these. More treasure stands. I mean, more treasure stands. Yeah, I guess you'd need it. Max customers. Player speed. More item displays. We can only have so many of those. Treasure frequency. Treasure quality cannot have it. Auto opening can't have it. Extra treasure. Sure. And price warnings. Price warnings doesn't really make sense to have a better one. Maybe we just add in a tier that's like 5,000. Yeah. Finds a task in your task tracker, exclamation marks them automatically, automate the world. If AI costs like, I don't know, 1/100th of what it costs, I would almost certainly try some of those things. But I don't want to do it given the current costs. Like, let's say I switch to the $100 a month plan and then I'm like, all right, now we got to do all this extra automation stuff. And now I'm bumping up against that limit and I got to switch to the $200 a month plan. Like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But yeah, someday if it's all local and it's running pretty quickly, yeah, I could see myself doing something like that. Hey, Magnus. I see we're on the 8th. All right, so now we got to go add in all the data for this. So customer speed, let's go find that one. Here it is. We'll just make this, let's make it 150%. Let's just have it go crazy. Why not? Yeah, 0.9. It'll fill basically everything. Treasure or item displays. We went up by 24. So why don't we go up by another 24? 88. Why not? We'll find out if this like totally breaks the game. It might slow everything to a halt. 125. Price warnings. 30. Treasure wait times. Let's set this to 8. And treasure stand counts. Let's set this to 10. Yeah, this changes quite a lot here. What do we do? Force stick to be a rare value 2 item. Keeps his current gemmed chest assignment. Always has rare. Always has value 2. Still participates in normal rare drop pool. Create data. So forced rarity items are assigned first per chest. Then the shuffled random assignment fills only the remaining slots. No, so that's wrong. Yeah. The stick should be in addition to the 3 rare slots, not a replacement for one of them. Yeah. I thought it was clear from what I wrote here after figuring out item rarities and values, but yeah, I guess not. But either way, this should make it very clear. All right, so we go launch the game right now. We should have all the new balancing in. And I kind of want to test it again, but maybe we'll just cheat our way to testing it. Because I think it's going to break how the world is laid out. And maybe we need to worry about layout now too. Can you fit between the treasure things easily enough? Yeah, there's actually plenty of space here. So we should condense this by 10 pixels maybe. It's done. Yeah, there. That's pretty good. All right, implement that. And what are we doing on quota here? Yeah, we're doing fine. Yeah, I almost, this feels so weird to me. It's like, I feel like I should be using this every week as much as possible. So taking the next 2 days off feels a little weird. Because, like, why not use this? All right, so we got to go change the cheat money from being 5,000 to being like a ton. Oh, I'm not going to count that. I think I added 3 zeros, so 5 million. All right, now we cheat that in and we go get basically every single upgrade. And we see just how crazy this looks. Did we run out of money? Oh my God. Oh no, we didn't. All right, so this is as crazy as it can get. Yeah, you can't even see the treasure chest over here. Well, you can see it. Actually, you know what? Can customers get down there? No, they won't be able to get down there, but they can still buy stuff from there. Yeah, because once they get close enough, they buy things. I remember this from Skeleseller. We could actually leave it like this because it's a broken tutorial, right? At least with the item displays, this wouldn't really be a problem. And it costs 100,000 to get this. And it would make it so you see the portal. I kind of like that idea. I don't like the idea of the treasure chest going off to the side, though. That I think we should change. Yeah. But yeah, it's not lagging the game or anything. There are a lot of customers. You cannot get through all the loot. I think that's one of the bigger problems. Yeah. I think it's fine. I think it's more fun to have too much loot than it is to not have enough. Yeah. All right, this looks pretty good. So let's go change the padding between treasure chests. So loot boxes, more treasure stands, refresh, treasure stand spacing. So it's 54. So let's lower it by, let's start with 10 pixels less and let's see how that feels. Are you dethroning UFO 50? I think UFO 50 is trying to make serious games, right? So probably I am not dethroning them, even if this game is great and people love it. All right, that looks a little bit better. I think we should also arrange them slightly differently. I got to figure out the final layout of everything. But yeah, you can still move between these. That's important. And if there were a treasure chest there, I want to see what happens. It should pick the closest thing, but let's see what happens here. I just need to wait. There we go. Yeah, that's good. So you can activate the chest or you can activate the perk board, but there's no problem figuring out which one you should do. Yeah, this is neat. It's just funny to me. They just go out of the world. You can't even get down there. Customers can't get down there. They still buy stuff. We should delete diesel random things from the map. And then move the portal a little to the left, maybe. Down here. Yeah, maybe by... What would that be? They're 16 by 16 tiles. So like 32 pixels, maybe plus a little bit. So maybe like minus 40 pixels. Let's go do that. Hey, Boolean. How ya doing? Portal position, transform, just do minus, let's do minus 32. And then what else did I say I wanted to change? Oh, what was it? I said two things, didn't I? Oh no, I forgot the other one. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, the map. Yeah, yeah, these things. Yeah, I want those gone. There. All right, we made a lot of changes here. How is this looking? What? It made a program just to validate that these things. It says "Hello World." Are you kidding me? All right, whatever. Wait, why? What is? Why does it need to do any of this? What's going on? Build passes. What? I'm guessing it just already wrote the code and everything's fine, and I shouldn't do anything differently here, huh? This is, yeah, more than I was thinking of for this. Problem is, I don't know why it's even doing this. Strange. Just run the game normally. If it, yeah. Temp harness edit was blocked. Why was it blocked? I think it might have only been blocked because I was launching the game at the same time, and even that doesn't really make sense to me. Unless it's that I was building at the same time that it was trying to build. Yeah, I want to see if this fails. Should work just fine. It did work just fine. Yeah, look at that. All right, the next thing we got to do at some point here. We need to clean up build warnings and exit leakages so that AI doesn't need to keep looking through those. Should be a good AI task. All right, what other things do we have here? Stick should always help for 2. We're doing that. May need to point an arrow at endgame perk. So we're done with that. This stuff's all pretty much done. Is the game fun? Yeah, it seems pretty good. This is fine. This is fine. This is probably done. All right, so we'll do like one more play test to see if anything feels off. And then this is the only last question that I have. Do we need this arrow to be there? If we just start the game up, we can try this out. This might be something that we wait for playtesters, and if playtesters struggle, then we add the arrow in. But it's just this. The treasure spirit tells you, hello, open the treasure chest, so you can do that. I'll speed this up. And the next thing they tell you is, now that you have loot, you need customers. Interact with the perk board to allow them to visit. Now, there's only one lit up button, so you'd presumably figure out that you have to get that. But yeah, I think having an arrow point to this would be even clearer. Yeah, I think we should do it. So let's go read this. And we got to check all this stuff in. Forced item IDs. So what is this doing? Because I find this a little bit strange. Go through each treasure chest type and check to see if forced rarity is not null. We have to check to see if the forced rarity is the current rarity, don't we? Oh no, we get item IDs for chest. So the stick is assigned to that chest, so we're fine. All right, that's fine. Then we go through the forced item IDs and create item data from that with a particular value. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. Looks good to me. What are we doing down here now? The item IDs for chest. Forced rare count? What do we use this for? Oh, okay, sure. And what is this thing called? Forced rarity equals rare? This is not the best way of doing things. And I don't think we need to validate this anyway. I think it's kind of stupid. Yeah. I like the idea of getting what the rare counts are, but yeah, I don't think we need to validate this. So maybe we just delete all this. Yeah. Okay, I think that's nicer. Now this is all my changes for balancing. And what does this say? 6 warnings? Oh, I don't care about that. Then the cheat amount, setting money to a lot. I think that's pretty important. So let's keep that in. Tile map data changed and the portal position changed. I did not look at the portal position. We need to do that. And then the treasure stand spacing, I think that's fine for now. Yeah, let's go test it out. And then we'll add in that floating hand, and then we will do a playtest. And yeah, this is going great. All right, so first things first, we got to get all of the item displays. And then go take a look at where the portal is. All right, it's clearly off to the side. It may not be off to the side enough. Maybe move it by like 2 more tiles. Yeah, so we'll do this minus 32. And it's not going to take effect immediately. But what else did I say that I want to test? I think that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, that the stick should only ever cost 2. We could go try that. I need to get pretty much every single perk. There we go. And speed this up. All right, did we get a stick? It's technically a rare item. Yeah, here it is. So if we set this to 3, no customer will want to buy that. We should probably give ourselves more customers now. All right. So let's see. We got to go over to the stick. Yep, they're unhappy with it. So this is a joke that... Actually, we should set it to 1. Because in Skeleseller, it only sold for 1 gold. Yeah, I like that idea. All item data. Stick. Force value 1. This is a reference to Skeleseller. Yeah. All right, cool. That's it. Just a joke. So this is forcing item values. Looks good. Okay. So force a stick to be rare and worth 1G. This is a nod to Skeleseller, where the stick was a boss drop that was only worth 1 gold. All right, all perk data. This is just rebalance of perks and cheats. Yeah. Rebalance perks and cheats. As part of this, treasure stands are no longer so far apart. It's shop layout, right? And then we had 2 changes over here. One is the portal. Let's go check that in separately. Move portal to the side, to the left. This is to accommodate item display positions when maxed. And then the only other change here is remove doodads from the map. These were back before we had anything else on the map. The final change we need to make is this arrow. All right, let's go find the gloved hand graphic. Scala seller, game assets, UI, cursors. All right, glove without shadow, glove. I don't know what we used here. Where's that annoying guildmaster nudge? Register for hands, we should probably find it, right? The word hands doesn't even show up. It's always handle. Spray. Oh, maybe I called it. I don't know what I called it. Pointer hand import. Oh, well, weren't you allowed to have like 75 of these things on the screen at once? Maybe we can just search for 75. /B/B. Oh, I'm going to find it. We're going down to C# files here. Huh. Huh, indeed. I could have sworn you were allowed to have 75 of these things. I don't see it now. I don't remember how to find this. Didn't we do like a distance from the... We rotate it. We should figure out like there's a random angle or something. Rotation degrees. Found it. Yeah, so pointer hand. That answers the question. All I want to do is figure out which graphic we used. So it is this one. Good. Let's copy that. I'll put this over here in sprites, UI, loot boxes. There we go. Okay, so while the treasure spirit has the blurb open about now that you have loot, you need customers. You need customers. We should show a hand pointing to the customer portal perk while the player has the perks dialog open from the right. It should use this graphic. It should also animate correctly. It should animate like this. Yeah. It should be animated using this code. Feel free to refactor for the SIABT codebase. All right, what else are we missing here? So after the player purchases the customer portal perk, this hand can be freed and never shown again. Let's have a plan this. Unversion file. Yeah, just that. All right. Nice. Yeah, this has been pretty good. Now, I did say we'll add the animated swords as rare loot. We could do that. I like the idea of using them. It is kind of just a polish thing, though. This is done. This I don't care about. This I also don't really care about. So yeah, we just have a few other things left to do. We finished watching the Scrubs reboot last night, by the way. We both really liked it. We also watched one episode of the Malcolm in the Middle reboot and did not like that as much. So yeah, I want to do my one more play test. I guess we don't need to wait for this to do the play test. Yeah, so let's just go start it. Because it's not like I need that arrow to be there. So I'm going to start a stopwatch again. I mentioned this earlier. A new player would not go through this nearly as quickly as I'm going to go through this because they need to learn everything. So this isn't a real test, but if it takes me about 20 minutes, I think that's fine. We're going to act like we're reading the prompts here. Now that you have loot, you need customers. Interact with the perk board here to allow them to visit. And customers will only consider good deals. Interact with items to set their prices. All right. So it's 10 gold, middle of the road. They might buy them. They might be put off by them. Nice. Now that we got our first sale, we can go buy our first perk. More customers. They did not like the quiver price. They did not like that price. We'll set it down to 6. They didn't like that price. Set that down to 6. Whoa. And making them move faster would be nice too. Yeah, the problem is I know what the values range from. So a player might try setting this to 100 and realizing, oh, they're not buying it. And then they'll just keep lowering it and be like, this is not fun. Yeah, maybe the treasure spirit should tell you the general range. Or we have some kind of like mercy timer around. This sort of thing. Oh, now we're getting money. All right, what else can we afford? Yeah, we probably still need to speed this up a little bit. Like if you haven't gotten money in a while, maybe make customers more likely to buy. I should probably write that down. If you haven't gotten money in a while, maybe make customers more likely to buy stuff, to try buying stuff. And maybe have the treasure spirit tell you a good starting value. Or maybe just fill in one of the values for you, so you get some money. Yeah, it's not too bad. Maybe we could just give you one more customer too. At the very beginning. Yeah, like start you with 3 customers. Maybe start the player with 3 customers rather than 2. Yeah, I think that'd be good. That way you'd have 5 right now. Because even with 4, there's a lot of them just sitting around doing nothing. I guess we could speed them up. We can't, actually, because it costs too much. Yeah, one more customer would be really good. This is partially based on luck. They have a chance to go buy stuff, and they're just not hitting that chance very frequently over here. And without them doing that, there's nothing else I can do. There's no other way to earn money. Oh, you know what? We could put in apple trees. I didn't think of that. That way there's a way to get 1 gold. Oh man, I like that idea. I'm gonna write that down. We should consider adding apple trees to get 1 G here and there. I really like that idea, because that was in Skeleseller and we never talked about it. And it could be in this game too. All right, so there we go. We should have enough money now to get the next treasure chest type, which is going to drastically speed up our money earning. And it should spawn somewhat soon, next like 10 seconds. All right, we gotta wait for it. Now we get some moolah. We'll sell these to 20. And start upgrading some of this stuff. All right, pretty good. Oh, not this one. There we go. Sure, why not move faster for 20 gold? Nope. Yeah, now we're getting quite a lot of money. And they're like non-stop buying. It's just pure luck. Yeah, it's been 7 minutes. Again, I think a player would be like a real player would be experiencing this a little bit differently. We need price warnings. I don't think it's obvious to players how important this is, but at some point it'll just be the cheapest thing and they'll probably get it for that reason. I need 1 more item. Nice. All right, so we get price warnings. And now as soon as we get an item, if it's too low, it'll tell us. Yeah, nice. So we set this to 10, 20, 30, 40. So it's worth like 82, I think. At least. Yeah, I want them to buy that. They did, yeah, nice. That's why price warnings is important. After 2 items, it will probably have paid for itself. I guess we should just tweak this a little bit and see if they'll still buy it. Nope. Well, we could tweak all the other ones. We could eventually try to make some more money out of these. Will they buy this green potion? They won't buy the ring. Wow. All right, let's set it back to 20. All right, now we have enough money to get more customers, I think. Still aren't happy with this? Whoops, 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 whoops. There. All right, now they're buying that. They're not buying this. Still aren't buying that. Yeah, now it feels like things picked up. So I think we do just need to start with more customers. They're happy to pay 1. what's next. This is 1500, and that would be the next like major boost. But I want to get this stuff and this. We should get a low price warning pretty soon. I think it's been about 70 seconds. Or maybe everything is priced correctly and that's a shame. Yeah, actually, is that what's happening? If so, that is pretty unlucky. Ah, there we go. This can be at least 83. Yeah. All right, pretty cool. What do we want to do now? Let's get... I want more loot or more money. I guess we get that. That way we can be told when something's too cheap. We could also just try adjusting the prices ourselves. So I could set this to like 30, this to 30, this to 30, and we'll see how those do. In fact, let's just bump everything to 30. Yeah, no, not good. We'll just lower everything that doesn't sell. Yeah, that was a pretty good strategy. All right, this is too low. Hey, Spring Tree. What damage calculation formula did you choose? Enemies have no defense, but I think it's just attack minus defense. I don't think we did anything too crazy. Well, we called it fortitude. Actually, no, what am I talking about? Yeah, no, it wasn't attack minus defense. The fortitude stat, if you hover over it, it's like every, I think 5 points was 1% damage reduction. So yeah, we just did the damage that they would do minus the damage reduction percentage. All right, I'll get that. All right, now we need more customers or for them to move faster. Or both. Oh, nice. A cheapo item. More customers? It's 700 for more customers, though. Yeah, I think having +1 customer is the biggest change I can make. Yeah, we're almost there. 560, 590, 670, got it. And how much did that upgrade it by? 4 more customers? Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so now we save up for this 1500. Shouldn't take too terribly long. Because they are buying stuff super fast. And every once in a while, we should get lucky and get multiple treasure chests. I don't think it's happened in a little while. But yeah, we're almost at 1500. The items here aren't enough to do it, but that will make it enough. Yeah. Or maybe what the sort of was. Got it. Okay, so now we should get our new golden treasure chest pretty soon. There it is. And in it will be very valuable items. This run is somehow taking longer than the first one, I feel. Maybe not. Maybe this will change everything. It does ramp up quite a lot at this point. So we're going to set these all to 100. Which is like selling 5 items from the other chest. Yeah, and they're happy to pay it. No, they're buying my stuff for too cheap. Now we got some real money. Let's get another price warning level. Treasure stands. Yep, don't ever want to give up on treasure chests. Not that we're getting that many to begin with yet, but we will soon. Because we're upgrading. Any other new items? That diadem. Alright, I would like this upgrade. 2,000. We're almost there. And now we are there. So now we have a chance to get... a 60% chance to get another treasure chest when it's granted to us. And it can stack. So you can get several treasure chests at once. Yeah, we just got 3. That's a lot of money. Now getting price warnings leveled up again would be nice. It's 5,000. I guess let's get treasure frequency. Yeah, let's just try increasing some of these prices and see what happens. No, that was too high. All right, I get you. I hear you. Let's try 140. Wow, that's a lot of treasure. All right, something's still too much. I think it might have been this. Ship just this is an incremental. I don't think it'd be fun enough on its own. We need like way more mechanics. But I do think this is a cool game to have in here and stuck in a broken tutorial. Yeah, we're getting a lot of money now. All right, so we need more customers and more movement speed for them, and probably for me too. Let's just upgrade everything. Great, this is too cheap. The potion is too expensive. Oh, and that's too expensive still? And this is still too much? Oh my god, really? Fine, I'm setting that back to 100. Apparently it was perfectly priced to begin with. And the potion's still too much. How dare they? Sale numbers are looking juicy. I think this is pretty cool. Alright, what do we get next? Maybe even more customers. Yeah. They still don't want to buy this. Wow. Diadem is way too cheap. What's this priced at? 101? Let's try upping it. 200. You willing to pay 200? No, they are not. Well, someone is. And the book is still slightly overpriced. It's a pretty cool game. So yeah, we can get basically all the upgrades, and now we're just saving for 18k. Should happen pretty soon. In fact, let's try upping some of these. Oh, that's what I was about to change. Yeah. They're not happy with that. But only just barely not happy with it. Time to make it my shtick. No, I don't think I want to focus on incrementals. I feel like they're too easy to make as a game that catches on, so there's like less novelty you need to add. Because people just watching numbers go up. And I don't want to just like prey on that. Alright, so now... oh no, we're not there yet. 18k. We could get this though. Yeah, so now we should get lots and lots of treasure chests. In fact, upgrading the last treasure stand... oh, it's 100k. No, thank you. Let's try upping this. Yeah, they'll pay 200. They'll pay 200 easily. Let's try upping this one. And this one. They are not willing to pay that, but they're not like super unhappy about it, so it must be about 150. How many more stands do we have? Yeah, we have a bunch. Wow, we are reading a lot of money. I think giving you access to one more treasure stand would be good too. I should write that down in a little bit. Well, I should write it down now before I forget. Let the player get one more treasure stand when in the gold chest tier. Yeah, because they take too long to open. All right, we're almost at 18K, which is what we needed. This should give it to us. Oh yeah, for sure. There we go. Now we upgrade our treasure chest. And now we get gemmed treasure chest with the best loot. We gotta get through this stuff first though. Oh no, we got a price warning on this tier. We're not gonna get this item again. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Setting that one to 1,100 apparently. They're buying these for way too cheap. Oh, and I'm willing to pay 1,000 for that. 800 maybe. Still not? Really? 700? Yeah, we got 44K now. Wow. But yeah, everything costs, well, not everything costs 100,000, but most things cost 100,000. Apparently not price warnings. All right, we're only getting items we already found, not this one. Very nice. All right, too cheap. How much is this worth? At least 8,000. Excellent. That's going to drastically speed up our money earning. We're just going to set this to 6,000. I bet they'll buy it. It seems like a rare item. It is. Oh, like I haven't seen that one before. Must be rare. There's the stick. That one's only worth 1. Excuse me. All right, so we got 100K. What's the best thing we could possibly get? Probably this. So that we always have treasure chests open. $6,000. We can almost afford our next 100K upgrade. And now we can. Let's get more customers because we have pretty much maxed out how many treasure chests we can get. Hey, Mystical Cell. How's your summer going? Then we need more item stands. So at this point, you might come down here and be like, wait, what? There's a portal over there. What's that for? That's when you leave the game. 8,000. Yeah, okay, so now I got the next thing. Let's get treasure stands. Yeah, we're not even filling them all. Yeah, I think adding the 100K tier was really, really good. And you can just try increasing the price of these things. If they sell, right? Alright, our next 100K upgrade. Let's give it to this. So we get treasure chests every 8 seconds now, with a 90% chance of granting a second one, and then a 90% chance to grant the third one, and then 90% for a fourth one. Rolling in dough over here. Oh, you know what we should do is get auto opening. What am I doing? I don't need to walk over these like a chump. Oh my god. Alright, what's price way too low? The skull ring. Alright, pretty good. Now what do we afford? We don't really need more item displays. Let's get customer speed. This is the most loot you can possibly have, right? And we're just opening treasure chests constantly. Maybe Gem's chest should open just slightly sooner. All right, we almost have all the upgrades. There, now we do. There we go. So we maxed out the game. That took 24 minutes. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Also, this game didn't take that long to make, right? It's been, what, 2 weeks of working on this? We have some other little things I want to do, but when did we... Yeah, worked on loot box game. Where did we start the loot box game? Did the game design for it. That was on June 22nd. And then started working on it on the 24th. So it's been, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, like 2 work weeks. And even that's not totally true because some of this I just did music. So yeah, this is good bang for development buck. All right, so we got a couple more changes to make. I will go take my break and then we'll make those changes. Yeah, we can take a look at the arrow thing. Yeah, this has been pretty cool so far though. All right, is it jump time? All right, hello again, everybody. Close the game. So where we left off was we had to add the pointing hand to the game. Let's go take a look at that. Oh, what's this about? Oh yeah, we got to fix this problem. What is this causing that? It's when you try to interact with an empty treasure chest. Do I have this written down somewhere? I thought I did. Interact. Apparently, I don't have it written down. Maybe I deleted it. Yeah, I'll just copy this now. All right, let's see. Fix this issue when you attempt to interact with an empty treasure stand. Yeah, it should be very simple to fix. I think we're just calling get child on something. I haven't looked at it too closely. Where we expect it to exist, but it doesn't, so we should call the get child or null. All right, so we're gonna go launch this and see if the arrow is just working with no input from us whatsoever. So if we just go over to here, it doesn't show anything. But if we buy this first, it should show as soon as that blurb appears. No, it's not showing at all. What did this do? Maybe it was just a plan? It was just a plan. I find that very funny. All right, let's read this. Add a tutorial only animated hand in the loot box's perks dialog. It appears only when the customer portal tutorial blurb is visibly open and the customer portal perk is still unpurchased. Points on the right side of that perk button and is destroyed once that perk is bought. Optional visibility callback invoked in that blurb. Yep. Mark the existing one as the customer portal guidance blurb. Expose is guidance visible and guidance visibility changed. Pass tutorial progress into dialog controller so the active perks dialog can refresh when the blurb appears. I don't know about that bit. Dialog, what is going on? Dialog controller. I guess I could pass it into, yeah, perks dialog. Okay, fine. Create the hand dynamically from this, anchor to that, rotate 90 degrees so the existing upward pointing points left from the right side, yes. Animate with a looping physics tween using position, sign, in, out, easing. Kill the tween and free the hand after successful whatever. Yep, looks good. Cool. Submit. How we doing on quota? 66%. We are more than good. All right, so change some of the balance of this. Let's go do that. All perk data. So customers, where are customers? Here. So we're just going to add 1 to all of these, except for the last one. So 3, 5, 8. I don't really need to change these other ones. I don't know. Yeah, let's just, whatever. 12. 16 and 24 is probably still fine. I'll set it to 17. I'll be nice. We're not going to test this again anyway. All right, next up is let them get 1 more treasure stand when in the gold tier. Unfortunately, I don't know what the gold tier correlates to. But we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Maybe it should be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah. All right, so just rebalance some perks. Rebalance some perks. Commit that. All right, if you haven't gotten money in a while and have the treasure spirit tell you good starting value. Yeah, so the beginning of the game is still a little bit too slow, I think. And Matt, yeah, maybe you tried setting the item prices too high. There are a couple different ways we could do this, and here's one of the ways I'm thinking of doing it. Like we track total money earned cumulatively. So it starts at 0, and every sale you get is just gonna keep going out. This will never go down. And we say if this is less than like 50, so you basically earn almost no money, then make customers more likely to go purchase. Yeah. Yeah, I think this would be good. Customer behavior right now is that they have a 1% chance of doing something. Oh, one, not one, like that. Non-shopping wander chance increase. Yeah, here it is. So we could just increase this by a lot more when your cumulative money earned is too low. Should be a very targeted, simple change. What is the current change we have in this file? What happened here? Did it put this on a new line? Did I do that? Yeah, I did that. I don't know how I did that. I probably accidentally pressed enter. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I like that idea. All right, so track cumulative money earned in the loot boxes game. I'll just write out prompt for this. Track cumulative money earned in the loot boxes game when at less than 50 cumulative money earned, a customer's chance to buy an item should increase by maybe like 3x the value. So right now it's going up by 1%. It goes up by 3%. This time, or maybe 4 even. Yeah, I like this idea. And that way they don't even need to tell you a good starting value. You will figure it out yourself, or you'll end up accidentally earning 50 gold. Right? That's how that would work. So I guess you'd open 50 items from chests, and you open an average of 3.2 per chest. So it's like roughly 16 chests, and you get them in 25 seconds. So 16 times 25 divided by 60 is 7 minutes. So you'd spend 7 minutes not understanding how the game works. I think 7 minutes is long enough to get you to figure out what a good price is. So yeah, this sounds fine. And remember, you don't even have to understand how the game works. You can just leave it. So yeah, I like that. Alrighty, this is almost done. Yeah, and then what else do we have? We don't need this anymore. And this is what we're working on. Yeah, cool. All right, nice. So we'll just have it fix these things. And then we have some cleanup stuff here. What else can we do here? Add animated swords, get colors and outlines to look good. Yeah, this I'd like to do. And then this stuff is like cleanup work for a Tuesday, I guess. Today's about fun tasks. And maybe I should even write that on here. No, I don't have it written anywhere. But yeah, I generally think that's what we should do. Weekly or like daily themes. Monday/Friday. Do whatever. Tuesday. Only cleanup/polish/annoying tasks. Wednesday, fun. And Thursday, music. To offset Tuesday. All right, we almost done with this. I haven't been able to use workspaces through Codex for some reason. If I could just give it all of these changes at once, I guess. Well, I'm also okay just kind of taking it a little bit easier. It's not like I constantly have to be moving at 100% speed. Temporarily dropping a C# runner into Godot project. I just don't really care. I'll just go test it myself. In fact, hopefully I can do this fast enough so there is no problem here. Yeah, that's good enough. Whatever. Yeah, just stop this. Okay. And then we can go change this ourselves to make it point in the right way. I think I want to H flip it or V flip it. I'm not sure which direction. So we open this up. We go over to here. The hand appears. So this is what we have right now. In terms of left to right pointing, I think it's okay. I think it's pretty clear what it's pointing at. We could probably make it go closer to it. But yeah, in terms of how this thing is oriented, it looks bad. So let's go make a new scene here and instantiate in a sprite and give it the hand graphic. Just do that. And then rotate it -90. And then, yeah, which flip do we use? Yeah, flip H. Okay, I was correct. All right, so apply flip H on that. And then make it move. Let's turn off the speed change. Make it move slower. Put this on my other monitor for now. Make it move slower. And make it point, like move it upward by like 25 pixels and have it move farther left and right. Go test it. It's good. Tutorial. Yeah, that's fine. That's also good. All right, yeah, here's a bunch of these changes that we have. So travel distance, I want to increase this. Let's set it to 24. Tween duration, I want to like triple this probably. So let's just set it to 1.5. Horizontal gap, 5. Get perk level isn't used anymore. Interesting. I'll write that down. Delete this. All right, what are we doing? Customer portal button should show. Try purchase, free customer portal pointer. Show, wait, what? Huh. Try purchase, refresh. Show. I mean, this can never be null, right? Yeah, this can never be null. We don't ever delete it. Customer portal pointer is not null and it's valid. Return. Then create it and start the tween. So creating is just instantiating this, right? Yeah, setting Z next to 100 is wild. Maybe 1. Set its H flip or flip H or whatever it is. Flip H. There we go. All right, so that part's done. Make it move slower, we did. Move it upward, we have not done. Where's the position? I don't say position. Start position, here it is. End position plus this. Get customer portal end position. Y plus the size divided by 2 minus pointer size divided by 2. This isn't correct. Yeah, let's take a look at it now. All right, so speed this up. Go over to here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I want to move it up a little bit more. Is that the right texture filter as well? I don't even see a texture filter here. Texture filter equals nearest. Cool. And yeah, I want to move it up a little bit. I don't know what's wrong about this. I'm assuming that the button doesn't actually know its size correctly. But also, we're considering the pointer size, and it's taller, and then we rotate it. So we should probably have this be X. I don't know if that alone is enough to fix this. And it's going to look like a bug. Well, it'll look like a bug from code. It'll look correct in the actual UI. All right, let's try this again. No, now it's actually lower. So button position plus the button size divided by 2 minus pointer size divided by 2. This is the correct calculation. I think it's just, it probably just doesn't know the right size. Yeah, let's try this again. Oh, wait, no, it does know the right size. I know what's going on. It's that we want to center it according to the icon, not according to the entire button size. So like this thing is probably much larger, 92 pixels. Yeah, which is the entirety of this, if I'm not mistaken. 92. Oh no, 92 just does bring us to here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Oh, it's because the pointer itself is offset a little bit, right? We are centering it, but this is offset. All right. Well, let's just offset this by a bit, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of crazy. So let's pick a number here. Pointer size dot y is what exactly? It is 38. So divided by 2 is 19. So let's set this to 30 and see what happens. Because yeah, this doesn't need to be too crazy. Yeah, so 30 is a little too much. So we just lower it by like 4 or 5 pixels, 26. And then we're good. And we delete this and we delete this. And we might not need this anymore. No, this is still needed for some reason for the position. All right, what else? Move it upward, move it farther left and right. All right, are we good now? Does the overall feature look fine? Yeah, I just want to fade it in. That was the last thing. And fade it out. Yeah, I'll just tell AI to do that. Have it fade in and out instead of just immediately appearing and disappearing. Have the hand graphic fade in and out. Okay. All right, anything else to look through here? I'll look through the code. The fade in and out, I think we can just review in the Codex itself. Yeah, this is what I would expect. This is fine. This get perk level, we already wrote about having to remove this. Customer portal button. This should not be nullable. First or default. Yeah, this shouldn't be nullable. All right, I'll write some of these little things down. Shouldn't be nullable. What else do we have here? Customer portal pointer. So this is the hand graphic that can be nullable. The tween can be nullable. That's all fine. Should show customer portal pointer is a function that goes to false, but that we override here. That's fine. Free customer portal pointer. Okay, yeah, sure. This is a slightly different way of doing things. Like I probably would have done it differently. I probably would have like passed in the parent class and then listened for a signal saying that we should change this, as opposed to having the parent class pass in a function that it can call. I mean, they accomplish the same thing. It's not a big deal. All right, I do feel like we have a decent amount of code here for what we probably just don't need this much. I don't think it's worth belaboring though. Yeah, we don't need a name here for this. Anything else we have? Rotation degrees, size. The size of the texture rectangle? Sure, I guess. Custom minimum size, sure. Mouse filter set to ignore, flip page, Z index. Oh yeah, the Z index thing. I had to test it out. Test the Z index of the hand button. Try pausing the game. Obviously, it looked good in the dialogue, but it might not look good once we pause the game. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm reviewing the code a little bit, because these are things that would have evaded my detection. This is fine. This is fine. It's just weird. This is its own function. We don't ever need this, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think we delete this. Well, I'll delete it afterward. Yeah, I'll just write this here. Delete this in favor of inlining it. Oh, wow. Fade. It was made into its own entire function. We have a fade tween here. Uh, yeah, sure. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this? This is nuts. I think it lost the plot here a little bit. Yeah, and this is a little bit crazy too. All right, well, let's try it. See if it at least looks good. We gotta test the z-index thing too. So now probably that faded in. Yeah, z-index is fine. If we try buying this, it should fade out. If it fades out, that's fine. So why did it need this much code to fade this out? Yeah. I almost want to tell some other agent here, but all right. Can the new fading functionality be improved by using what is this? Canvas item extensions. The functions in canvas item extensions. If so, please make that change. I'd like the code to be a little, I'll leave it at that. So this is done. This is done. We just need to make these changes. Yeah. I really should figure out the workspace thing. I'd like to be able to just, I don't know, easily go test out changes. I think it's to have a git submodule that it's complicating things, but it shouldn't be. Actually, is that a problem? Do git submodules affect workspaces? Cannot be nested within the same directory tree. What is it even for? For Rust with cargo? Yeah, I don't see any potential problem there. Probably just need to actually read error messages when they happen. So this made some changes. Did it actually? Uh-oh. It modified this. I don't like that at all. Oh, I don't like it. What did it do? Couldn't you just set the transition type? Wait, what? Why? Oh my God. We don't. Oh, darn it. Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's go find where that fading happens. I want to change this entirely. Where even is it? Here it is. Oh my God, this entire file is green now. This is so problematic. All right, so fade in, pass some things in. That's fine. Fade out, then pass in, out, and sign. We don't need sign for fade out. This didn't need to be customized. Oh man, yeah, this is a mess. It's one of the few times I feel like it's drastically complicated things that it didn't need to. Well, time to go undo it all. So what duration, physics mode, yeah, all this stuff. Let's just revert this. So now that's going to break perks dialog because it calls fade out with functions that can't be used, or parameters I meant. So we delete this stuff and just join these lines probably. Great. This is captured inside of a closure down here. Why is this such a mess? If the pointer is null, return. This is really weird. The only way you can do this is by getting the perk. Yeah, I think it's making an assumption here that it doesn't need to be making. Do we have anything else? Set visible blurb index got kind of crazy. Visibility change. I'm okay with this. What is this problem? Do not nest type blurb. I could just make it internal, right? Inconsistent accessibility. All right, you know what? Fine. That is public for now. Yeah, they want this in its own file, which I don't necessarily mind doing, but I don't think it's important for right now. So if we close this dialog, it fades in every single time. Yuck. It's because the dialog doesn't exist outside of this. It doesn't really matter because you'll probably only ever open this once. Although at that point, what we should do is we should start it from the opposite end of this animation, but that's getting really nitpicky. I don't think we need to do that. Yeah, I'm going to check this in, and then I'm going to ask it to potentially clean this up. Add a tutorial hand pointing at the first perk. This should help steer new players. All right, we'll just take a brand new context thing over here, and let's go into perks dialog. The fading logic in perks dialog seems a bit obtuse. I think there was an assumption made when coding it that there would be multiple ways for the where is it should show, yeah, this. That this could change between true and false at any time. However, it can only go from, it can only become true when well, it goes from false to true to false. That's the important thing. Yeah. So we call show and we shouldn't show this, then we fade this out. But then why would we have called show in the first place? Oh, because it's deferred. Or how about this? Can it be simplified? How about we just leave it like that? There's just a lot of code for fading here. Fade related logic, possibly this. Can any of it be simplified? Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Then I wanted to delete these things, change this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of grunt work. Let's go write the next prompt here. This error happens when I interact with an empty treasure stand. What is the fix? So the other task that I wanted to do today was work on the top-down shooter, like what we've done here. I wanted to balance things a little bit better, make sure the time through the game is like roughly 10 minutes maybe, and that it's fun. And maybe we'll add some new features as we're going through it. I think that'll be mostly this afternoon. I think part of the issue though is that we don't have the world created yet, and the world's supposed to have different monsters in it. It might be a little too tough to do that. Maybe we should work on the story stuff. Should probably ping Dark about this. Ask Dark for an ETA on the top-down shooter, and then give Dark the tasks for the loot boxes game, because that'll pretty much be done. We may want to hold off on some of this until we have the proper room layout so that we know how hard each monster is. I don't know for sure that I want to do story stuff though this afternoon. The story stuff would be like changing the farming game, making sure that you go back into the architect's realm. We have to do that at some point. Maybe I work on the new game. I think it'd be kind of a mistake to start a new game. We have to, I mean, this one took what I say, like 8 days. Oh, we didn't have to compose music specifically for this because I had it in the Skeleseller. The next game I want to make is that Dungeon Racer game. And I will have to make music for it. And I started to and then ran into all those problems with FL Studio. All right, I want the red number to be larger than the green number. That's the important thing. And I think this is just some like, hey, it's working and not an actual count of number of lines changed. Yeah, it. Let's see what it did. I already feel like I'm not going to be happy with this. This function doesn't even exist. Why is this its own function? Does this actually do anything for us? If it's valid, can you even do that? Did I check to see whether it's been disposed? Hey, Dimmy. How has agentic engineering held up for you? It's been pretty good. This is one of the first times that I feel like this just produced a lot of shoddy code. Yeah, but yeah, it's been pretty good. I think one of the main effects that I felt is that the activation energy to make a change is much lower. And as a result of that, like low priority tasks are on the table. For Skeleseller, toward the end, there were so many things where I was just like, you know what? I could do this. It's going to provide a minor benefit for a small percentage of players, and it's going to take me like 2 hours. So we just chopped out all those tasks. But yeah, if you could just say, hey, AI, go do all of them, and whatever ones you did correctly, cool, I'll accept. And that might take a total of 2 hours across like 10 tasks, and it does 3 of them correctly, and you're like, cool, yeah, that 3% of the player base that'll benefit from it. Awesome. They just have a slightly better experience now. Sometimes wiping and starting clean works better. Yeah, I'm not even certain this is like fixing this is going well right now. It just looks like it's doing quite a lot. And I think there's an assumption we should probably have clarified here. Like maybe we should just say when this thing should show and when it should hide. And that's it. And there's no like this could change at any given point. Because I feel like this has gotten worse. Yeah, I feel like this has gotten worse. I should just stop it. It's a waste of time. If you just look at line numbers, it actually added lines. I said the code is obtuse, and maybe it's less obtuse now. I guess I should have said I wanted to delete a bunch of this. I wonder if I should even try one more time. Let's not. Let's just delete it. Who cares? Yeah, I gave it a shot. The code works. It's very, very obtuse. It could probably be clarified a lot, made better, but I don't think it's worth it. So let's go back to this one. And then I would like to manually make these changes. So this stuff's all done, right? Yeah, delete get perk level. Let's go take a look at that. Is it used? It is used. Wait, are there multiple? Dialogue controller has it? Something had it and it's unnecessary. Here it is. Yeah. That breaks this. We don't need that. A perk button needed it? Hold your horses. Did this use it? Get perk level. It did. What? Why was this gray then? Oh god, I've broken something. Okay, let's fix that. Field is assigned, but its value is never used. It. Oh, I see. It's not used in this class. It's passed on immediately, so we can't pass it. Or we can't delete it from the initializer here. That works totally fine. Cool. Have a whole class about it. Kind of surreal. The thing is, I feel like the skill of writing prompts is basically just writing specs for me. And in that sense, I do think this is a skill, just to be clear. But in that sense, I think this is like almost more general. If you've ever seen, there are videos that were circulating social media a while ago, which was like, tell a kid, or no, it's the other way around. Have a kid tell you how to make a PBJ. And the kid is going to be like, okay, get some bread. And you like take a loaf of bread and they're like, put peanut butter on it. And you slather peanut butter onto the packaging of bread. And they're like, no, not that. And it's like a funny, cutesy thing, right? But in a sense, I feel like that is the skill. It's like, how do you instruct a person or a machine to do something? How do you be specific? How do you be clear in your requirements, your validation criteria, any of that? Do you want to make these changes? Sure, yeah. I don't know how to get it to stop asking me about that. Like I said, I've tried so many times. I've tried so many different ways. I'm like, you have permission to make GD script files. It's like, do I have permission to do this? All right, so I suspect this is just a get child or null thing. Did this move? Something weird is happening. Yeah, something weird is happening. I mean, some of this code just moved. And that's okay. Although I don't know where it came from. Oh, there it is. Because what? Does no longer interact? Oh, no. Because Rider is going to move it. That's why. It moved interact lower in the file. All right. No, it's got 2 interact? No, it's got 1. Yeah. So it says it's done. Let's just press space save. Now it's going to move this up here. So this is fine. Try get chest is the important part here. We used to just call get child. Now it's what? Get child or null? This is pretty stupid. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. Why didn't you just use get child or null? Is that even a function? I'm not just making this up, right? Treasure, chest. Why is it auto completing? get child, or yeah, why didn't I just use this? I think that's all I needed to do was change one line of code. And that's all I wanted to do. I should have just done it myself. Something's weird though. Something's very weird. Like that's 2 prompts in a row where I feel like it's done a very bad job. And I haven't changed any of my settings. So it's set to extra high. Yeah, switch it over. This is stupid. I think I'm more confused as to why it needs to be a full class. I feel like you genuinely had to be very concise and detailed. Yeah, I wonder too. I think, well, part of it is the spec writing aspect of it. Then there are other more like LLM centric techniques you could use, like have one LLM make a plan, have another improve the plan or find holes, and then have another implement it. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me about a voice dictation program that's gotten really good. So he said he just talks to his AI at this point and says like, okay, make this change and do this and that and whatever. And then there's a like a prompt ironing phase where whatever garbled stuff he might have said that he wouldn't have typed, it will figure out what he means and ask him a bunch of questions. And he's told me about some skill that exists for this. I forgot what he called it. No, it wasn't Whisper. Let me look this up. I got my notes on this. Fluid voice is what he uses. And then the skill that he mentioned is grill me. So yeah, he talks at his AI, and then the AI will ask him like, "Did you mean this? Did you mean this? Did you mean this?" Yeah. Hey, graphite. All right, so this should be like way, way simpler than what we had, right? Get chest if chest is null. I mean, is get chest called anywhere else? It is, yeah. Yeah, this should be way better. Let's go try it. A Claude user, I see. Yeah, he uses Claude and Codex. He actually also said that he uses, I forgot what he called it, and I just closed the document, but he uses something to paper over the UI of both of these, and it makes sort of like an inbox view for this stuff. So yeah, this error is no longer happening. We got to test the sound effects though. I gotta speed this up. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so fix bug with empty treasure stands. We were always calling get child, not get child or null. So this is remove unused field. Done. Delete this in favor of inlining it. Yeah. Can you refactor this just through Rider? Refactor inline method. Wow, nice. Well, that was easy. Yeah. That was very that stuff is impressive to me. Because that's not AI. That's all just like abstract syntax tree modification, I'm guessing. All right, so start customer portal tween. That is here, and it should happen. Oh, something I didn't think about is this needs to show above even the tooltip. And in English, the tooltip is pretty small. Although actually some other thing I just noticed here is all of these are kind of fine in terms of where they show up, but then this is like off by a bit. And yeah, the pointer would not show above this. Oh, that's okay. I think as long as you realize you can go over to this, I think it's fine. All right, so we should probably write this down too. So tooltips aren't vertically centered near the perk that you have selected. All right, inline a function, inline a function. It was only used in one spot, so I think this looks nicer. Then this shouldn't be nullable. Non-nullable field. This is set and ready, isn't it? Yes, it is. And it says possible null. No, it is not. First, done. And then we don't need an exclamation mark over here. There. Cool. Plan to release this for Mac OS? Oh, yeah, definitely. The nice thing about making it on Mac is that releasing it on Mac is dead simple. So yeah, it'll be on the same platforms that Skeleseller was on. And yeah, probably just that. All right, let's try making this change now. Track cumulative money earned in the loot boxes game. When at less than 50 cumulative money, a customer's chance to buy an item should increase by this. Not just this. Switch 2. Apple requires an annual fee. So Steam absorbs that. They sign your game so that you don't need to do anything with Apple. And I don't plan on releasing it on any other platform signed. So like on itch, if you download it, it just produces a warning saying like, do you trust this? And yeah, you just have to bypass it pretty much. Or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact steps. But yeah, if I wanted to produce just a standalone executable that worked totally fine, then yeah, we would need to do something. What did I write on that? Didn't I have some like how you're supposed to open this on Mac OS? Huh. I guess not. I did at one point. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I guess because it differed across operating systems, like Sequoia and Tahoe. Is this done yet? All right, yeah. We'll just take a look at this once it's done. Yeah. I wonder how I would do the public playtest of this when I finally get to it. The next round of playtesting is going to be private. But at some point, I need to open this up to random people. Yeah. With Skeleseller, we just had the demo pretty much be the entire game. That's another way we could do it here too. We could just put it on Steam and say, yeah, this is a demo, but it's like an hour long. And then anyone who plays it and likes it is going to be like, wow, what a disappointment. Buying the full game was only an extra hour. Hey, yo. Customer behavior resumes immediately after a sale is accepted, while the visible money is added after the in-flight callback. Checking the animation helper now. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I truly, I don't care. This is just meant to nudge you in the early game. We do need to test this out and see if it had the right effect. So now keep track of cumulative money earned. Has low cumulative money is below the threshold. Sure. What do we have? Record earned money. That's fine. It's weird that there's a function for this if nothing else is ever going to call this, but sure. And then in customer, we have a tiny change to their logic. This is another thing I would probably have inlined because we never use this anywhere else. And it'll be done soon. And I'll make those changes. And then we'll see how this feels. Because you as a player won't ever know that this even exists. And once you've got a couple items set to like 10 gold, 5 gold, whatever, it's like, okay, we know you know how to play the game. And that's when we can take the training wheels off. All right, let's go read everything. So as mentioned, this should just be inlined. Easy, great. And I just want to write a comment for this somewhere. When you haven't earned a lot of money, increase the likelihood that customers try to buy something. Yeah, let's go test it. All right, so let's say you came over here and you were like, I'm going to set everything to 100. We shouldn't have to wait too long for customers to want to buy stuff. The way that this is going to work is they wander to an arbitrary location, and then every time... Wait, no, I guess it starts at the beginning. Every time they're picking an action, they have a 1% chance to buy an item, and that goes up by 1% each time. But I just made it go up by 4% each time. So now you can see they're already attempting to buy these items more frequently than they used to be. I'll have to remember what it used to be. So if I lower this back down, like we don't have to wait a very long time before they just purchase an item, right? Yeah, but I haven't set the prices. So if I go set the prices and I set this to like 10, and we get these, I know I'm setting them to 11. There. It's almost lunchtime and I'm feeling adventurous. In the SLU area? What area are we talking about? All right, yeah, I think this is probably fine. So once you earn enough money, we stop this behavior. It'll feel like the game is slowed down, but not really, I guess, because we'll be getting more money from these things. Still happily not staffed. Let me think. What's like worth going out of your way for? I feel like the Seattle area in general has pretty good restaurants. So probably within a 2-mile radius of you, there's already something that's good. I don't know exactly where you're located. But yeah, I don't want to leak where I'm located. But I have much more familiarity with restaurants where I'm located. Yeah, I think this is hard to give you a proper answer while I'm streaming. So unfortunately, I'd say look at Google reviews. Actually, let me see. Does this one restaurant still exist? This one restaurant does still exist, but they've moved to Quilla. What? Was a beloved Seattle restaurant? Oh no. The original location closed. Okay. Well, I can't suggest that place to you. Anyway, like I said, I think in general we're pretty lucky with restaurants here. So you probably can't go wrong if you just Google places and see something with reviews of like 4.5 or higher on Google. And there's quite the variety of cuisines as well. All right, so we only record earned money in one place. I feel like when you call add money, we should record it, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. All right, yeah. So increase chance of customer activity in the early game. If you've earned less than 50 total money, customers will increase the chance to buy an item by 4x the regular amount, 4% versus 1%. Is there a big difference in creating a 2D game versus a 3D game? I think there are a lot of small differences. Like the game dev itself probably feels pretty similar, but once you have 3D, you start to have things like, okay, well, there's a camera in 2D as well, but the camera in 3D, you have certain expectations around it. Like, you shouldn't be, the camera shouldn't be outside of a building and your character's inside and you can't see them. So you need like camera controls. You need ways of, hey, your character's obscured by a tree and you don't know where they are. So you need to like draw an outline around them in those cases. Like these are things that in 2D games aren't often considerations, although they could be. It all depends on how you make it. So like just having a camera is already one thing. Then how you render assets is usually different. In 2D games, you'll tend to do things with sprites and textures. In 3D games, you'll tend to do things with models and rigging and then also texturing them. And then that could even affect your asset creation. So one of the things I kind of talked about before here is in 2D, we end up with character sprite sheets that look like this. Like we have 3 walking animations facing down, left, right, and up. In 3D, you would probably just make the character and then you would rig them so that they could move their arms and legs. And then you would animate them such that when they're walking, they move their arms and legs. And so you only really have one model and they can just do all these things. But then there's more work in rigging and animating. Like 6 food trucks that show up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anywhere around like the big corporations here is going to have pretty good restaurants usually because they just get a ton of business. All right, so let's check this in. And this is kind of the last thing I want to do here, maybe. Perk tooltips aren't centered against the icon that spawns them. In this picture, you can see that auto openings tooltip is too high up since the perk icon is on the lower row. The same phenomenon is quite apparent with the customer portal perk. I assume all of the tooltips aren't properly aligned, but that it's less obvious with taller tooltips. And this isn't really a balance thing. This is okay. I want to do one more quick run through this and then I want to take my lunch break. I want to time this one more time, but I do want to skip through a little bit of this, or maybe I want to micromanage more. I don't know. All right, so I'm starting my stopwatch now. We open this up, we go to our customers. We should see the arrow appear, nice. Now you can start setting prices. Yeah, so this is already too much. But I'm glad I just immediately went over here. Oh, that was probably just pure luck. But yeah, they shouldn't just wander for too long. Also, now we have 3 customers. We only had 2 originally. Still too much. Okay. So far, I've bought nothing. This is why this is important, because new players won't know what to set these prices to. Like 10, 100, 1,000. All right, they bought all those. So now we can go get more customers. Probably speed them up. They're mad about the canes. I'll speed this up a little bit. Stopwatch won't be totally accurate. Nice. Oh, wait. That's a new item, isn't it? No, it's not. I wonder if the best strategy is to just go straight to treasure quality. I'm going to do it this time. Because I can speed things up. So I don't need to wait around. But a player may not want to wait around. They're not happy with that. Yeah, this is definitely cheating. I guess I just didn't want to cheat in like 5 million gold, but that otherwise I'm okay with cheating here right now. All right, we just need 1 more item sale, and then we have completely skipped the early tier. There it is. We cheat a little bit more. All right, that's pretty good. Huge bump to the amount of money I'm getting. All of the other upgrades. Actually, extra treasure would be pretty nice. Can't afford it, though. No. They bought it for too cheap. Buying everything back to back if you price too low. I mean, that's already kind of what happens. I hate such stuff. Like, they will just buy your stuff for 1 gold if they can. Alright, so I want this and this. And that'll allow us to get multiple treasure chests at once if we're lucky. Yeah, we just got 2. Nice. Then the price warnings are really important. That's 150 though. Can't afford that yet. Let's do this. Open up 2 treasure chests. Price warnings? Got it. This is worth at least 80. Nice. Alright, what can we afford? Let's get some of that. Let's get some of that. Pretty good. That cape has got to be rare, right? We're just going to set this to 70 or 80, sure. They'll buy it. I'm confident it's rare. Steven, hey. Nice stream streak. Hey, they did buy it. Nice. Hey, Tina, welcome in. Let me give you a shout out. Welcome in, everyone. How did Ocarina of Time go? I saw you were playing that. But I didn't get to tune in. I don't know if you finished, and I don't know if you plan on playing the Switch 2 version that's going to come out. Hey, Ham Bunny. Yeah, so we're working on a game here called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And this is actually not the game. This is a sub-game within it. And I'm just testing some of the balance that we have right now. I can show the rest in a little bit, but I do need to finish testing the balance of this, and there's no way to save. So I've got to continue along this line for a little bit longer. Oh, nice. I never saw the price of this. Stuck on Bongo Bongo. Are you not accepting help from chat? Because I think that's the way to go about it. Is like, no tips, no help. Just play game. So the idea of this game is that you are in a bunch of different broken games. And this one in particular, you get upgrades. And the very first upgrade you get is this customer portal. And the customer portal spawns down here. And at any point, you can just leave this game. So you don't have to play any of what you see here. And that's how this particular game is broken. But then you'll go from here to a brand new game. And actually, the game we're going to go to after this is called Dungeon Racer. And it's gonna be a lot of fun to make and to play, I hope. Oh, nice. We have an item priced way too low. There we go. It's 60 G's for that. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I haven't played Ocarina of Time in a very long time. And I've already played through it like once or twice. It wasn't a game that I played through a ton, but as a result, I don't know if I would buy the remake. I don't know if it'd be enough fun. I talked to my wife about it, like, would you be interested in playing? Because if so, I'd like to watch her play, but she's not interested. So I will probably be skipping that one. Now, that said, the Star Fox remake looks, or continuation, I don't know, it's not really a remake, right? That looks like it might be interesting. So maybe I'll get that one. Last time I played it was when it just came out. Only played it once. Yeah. It was a pretty long game for games of that era, at least. And I think it was well made and everything. I still think it's iconic. I just, you know, if nothing changes about a game there, it's only so enjoyable for me. And it's not like Zelda was made to be infinitely replayable. Like, maybe you play it a second time, maybe you put your own little challenge on it. But otherwise, you're collecting the same items, you're going through the same dungeons. Alright, so the next upgrade is at 1500, the next big one at least. I wonder if that's priced too high. We could just try pricing the items a little bit higher here. Like, I could set this shield to 40 and we could just see if it sells. Or if we've angered customers. They're not trying to buy it. But that doesn't mean they're angry about it. No one's gone over to it. Buy my shield. Ah, no, too expensive. Okay, 32. Yep, they'll buy it for 32. Oh, well, now we're almost at 1500. So I guess just paying attention to micro-optimizing prices for a little bit is all you really need to do. We could try setting this to 30, for example. And that's it. We just need a few more items to sell. In fact, just 3 of these. Well, the 2 expensive ones, and then 1 other one. There we go. And there. Got it. All right, now we're gonna get a price warning on one of these. I actually want them to buy all of these first, so we don't get that price warning here, and instead get it on one of these items. There. Oh. Just perfect timing. Wow. All right, I'll sell for at least 400. Nice. And just like that, now we can get practically every other perk. In fact, let me price these things correctly. This is why player speed is important here. So let's get this. This. Yeah, we're getting a lot of treasure chests now, too. I wonder if I should add in one more music track from Skeleseller here. was like, I already composed it. I could just easily drop it in. All right, we've priced almost everything now. So let's go get some more of this stuff. I want this one. This is 2,000. Oh, nice. We can afford it now. We'll wait for the next price warning and then we'll upgrade the thing again. There it is. It keeps trying to start an ad and I keep trying to delay it. I don't think I can delay it anymore. No, I can't. Can they buy a new item at its default price? Yeah, they can. So you do need to beat them to it at some point. Like this one was set to 1. And you can't easily tell which ones are set to 1 until you get close to them. But I think it's okay. Because again, you don't really need to engage with this game at all. Alright, so getting 18k would be nice. But let's get the other upgrades first. Let's get that, and that, yeah. Yeah, we're not exactly rolling in money right now. We need more item displays. 700, nice. Now I can use more customers. Oh, nice. We have 3 of these too. It's probably worth like 500. Are they gonna buy for that? They're not going over to it. Buy my items. No one has tried to buy one of them. Come on. Is that worth 200? We need more customers. There. Yeah, they bought it for 500. And they bought the armor for 200. Oh, I just lost a bunch of items. Whoops. There, now we have more displays. Alright, we can try pricing that even higher, maybe 300. I'll open all of these. Yeah, they'll buy it for 300. 400? They will not buy it for 400, but maybe 350. No, they're still a little unhappy about it. 350, 330. All right, we gotta get to 18k. Not that far away. Although, should we get another upgrade before that? Yeah, we could do this. 5 more customers. Yeah, this should make it so we have almost no stock. And I'll just try randomly setting prices to be higher. 200, is that good? Yeah, that's good. Wow. They are cruising through them all. 200 on this. They will buy it for 200. Nice. We'll be at 18k in no time. Yeah. And now we're at 18k, so now we can get the new treasure chest and start our journey toward maxing this out. And yeah, this did go faster, although I did speed up the intro a little bit. Maybe it's compounding. All right, nice. Oh, this was stupid. I shouldn't have opened that many at once because I can't set the prices that fast. They won't buy that for 1,000. You're insulting me. Good. Good. Oh, they bought that for 1 gold. Not what I wanted. All right. We are rolling in cash. Yeah, rolling in cash. more item stands. I need more treasure stands too. That's a lot of pants. They should warn me about a low item price pretty soon. Gotta be something that could be higher. Yeah, there it is. Let's try 7,000. They might buy it. They're suckers. They did. I don't even remember what item that was. Alright, now what do we get? Auto opening would be good. Let's get all the cheap stuff. We don't need to do anything now. Yeah, I guess player speed doesn't really make sense to have be priced so high. Yeah, I think you should get those upgrades sooner. I should write that down. I'll write those automatically open now. Our 100k, let's get as many treasure chests as we can get. What is that, 90% chance? Yeah. So there's a 90% chance every time we're granted a chest that we're granted another one, and then another, and another, and another. I can just keep chaining. Did I do the AI and pathing? The pathing is done by Godot, basically. There's a navigation agent 2D, and the world forms a nav mesh where these obstacles cause it to rebake. So it's, yeah, it's pretty much coded out of the box. My goodness. All right, so let's get some more treasure stands here. We have quite a lot now. Yeah, so I think this is a good amount of playtime. I think I'm getting a little bit faster each time too. Although maybe it's luck, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing playtesters play this game. $5,000 for a skull ring. Do we even have space for all that? No, we don't. Wow, just filled like every item stand. We need this upgrade, but it's another 16k away. Yeah, there were two things I was talking about, right? One is player speed. Player speed should be cheaper. There's no point in getting it once you have auto opening. Well, there's almost no point in getting it once you have auto opening. And then we should probably show your money amount on the perks dialog directly. Or shrink it very slightly. Let's see. Yep, nice. Alright, so we can almost afford the remaining ones. We only have 3 more. Let's go for customers. I think we're running out of treasure stands, right? Yeah, items are flying away. This should stop that from happening, I think. Customer speed. They're just darting around now. Oh, wait a sec. There's going to be a problem here that I didn't think about. Which is it. The treasure spirit can tell you to set the price of an item that is off screen. Ah, yeah, you can see it happening down there. And there's no way to get to it. You'd have to wait for it to spawn up here. Which isn't that unreasonable. There's a chance of it happening, so it will at some point. Yeah. All right, well, anyway. So if anyone's still here from Tina's stream, I was talking about how this is just one sub game in here. So you'll eventually leave the portal and you'll go to another one. I don't have another one yet, so it just brings you to the title screen. Yeah, this is how the game starts. You get into a character customizer. So ignore that thing about loot boxes for now. Change our hair to bright pink and we'll start the game. And yeah, you're in this platformer. So this is the first broken game you experience. It's still a tutorial, and how it's broken is, I'll zip over here, is this section. Try to collect the diamonds in one go. So you try to do it, you can't do it, it's impossible. We make sure it's impossible. And you just fall and fall and fall. So yeah, you'll work your way through these various sub-games. You'll make it from here into a farming game. and from here into a top-down shooter. We don't have the sprites done for this one yet. This is probably what I'll work on in the afternoon. Just make sure this is a little bit more balanced. We can only do so much there. Maybe we hold off on that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll work on story stuff. But yeah. I do like this game. I also love the music. Yeah. That was room 1, right? This is room 2. Yeah. Wait, are they the same enemies? Shouldn't that be impossible? Wait a second. What? Did they have the same enemies? Whoops. 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 What? Why is this not working? Whoops. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. Whoops. Whoops. Whoop. Whoops. What is going on? Shouldn't you be able to press like J and L to switch between? Did they change the hotkeys? J and L. Now it's okay. Now it's working. Yeah. So were they the same? Yes, they were. I don't think that should be possible. Oh God. So top-down shooter. Whoops. Okay, something's going on with my computer right now that is not related to YouTube, I think. Let me unplug a bunch of stuff. Whoops. No, yeah, something's still wrong. Whoops. Whoops. What is happening? Is it the controller? Pro controller connected what? I unplugged it. Oh, there's this on the other monitor that I couldn't see. Oh, wow, that's annoying. Okay, well, now it's fixed. All right, so what did I just talk about? Oh, yeah. I ran into an issue where the same monsters could appear in room 1 and 2. I thought that should be impossible. We should probably take a picture of what those monsters look like. Otherwise, it's not going to be obvious. Yeah, here. No, no. No killy the monsters. There, this one. Because that might be important. It was this guy. Hey, noob. Speaking of for lunch, it is past noon. I did not mean to be streaming for this long. Because I plan on streaming for another like 2 hours, 3 hours in the afternoon. Hey, Mars. Yeah, so I'm going to go get food. What's for lunch? I think like chicken and rice. Yeah. I'll get some food. I'll bring Mars some food. And then I'll be back around 1 or 1:15 or something, and I'll stream for another 2 to 3 hours. But remember, tomorrow and the next day, no streams. I've just been working too much, and I want to tone it down a little bit. We've been making great progress. Really, this has been fantastic. And that entire loot boxes game took like less than 2 work weeks. I think AI has like drastically sped things up. So balance the loot boxes game and added and fixed some bugs. All right, well, anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you for watching for now. I will be back in about an hour. And yeah, we'll continue then. So thanks for watching. See you next time.